What's poppin', Rockstars? My name is MT, and the newest trailer for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad has just hit the internet, and it is somehow even more crazier than we expected it to be. Like, I'm trying to think of another movie that ends with a giant starfish kaiju fighting a clown lady and a bird watching shark, but gosh, I can't seem to do it. But anyways, this senile old brown man has rambled long enough. Let's find us some delicious nerdy tidbits in this trailer, my nerd babies. And right off the bat, we get Bloodsport's real name, Robert Dubois, said by the ruthless Task Force X Master General Amanda, shoot my employees to build morale, Waller, inside of the Belle Rev Correctional Center. Who goes on to reveal that the reason why Dubois is even in there in the first place is because he made the Man of Steel kneel with a kryptonite bullet, answering the age-old question,
do you bleed?
Yes. Yes, he does. Which aligns with Robert Dubois' character in the comics, as the evil bald known as Lex Luthor gives Robert the ability to summon a kryptonite gun to shoot and kill Superman, which he does. Well, you know, the first part anyway, because Clark is a tough space cookie to crack. It's hard to kill that man. Now, this could be significant because if you remember at the end of the original Justice League, the less good version, Eisenberg Luthor says that he's starting a League of Our Own with some of the villainous faces of the DCEU. And Bloodsport could very well have been part of Luthor's new team. And hell, part of me even believes that Bloodsport could actually have some decent reasons behind him shooting Superman in the first place, because I don't know if you remember this, but the day Superman and Zod decided to world star all over Metropolis, a lot of people died. There are probably a lot of Earthlings that have no love for Superman despite everything he's done. So Luthor and Dubois would have a common enemy there. But moving on, when Waller makes the immense mistake of having pens around while threatening the families of known killers, we see that while this cold-blooded woman doesn't even flinch, there is a degree of fear within her voice when she yells at her men to put their guns down. Probably because she realizes if they don't, there is a very good chance Bloodsport would kill her immediately and then just deal with whatever consequences that happen after that. Because in the comics, Bloodsport does suffer from a pretty significant form of mental illness. So this could very well be a factor that Waller is aware of. So she's just like, chill, please, just put the guns down because this man is in murder mode and he's gonna do it. He's crazy. And as the trailer continues, we see the familiar shot of the Suicide Squad assembling for their mission at what is revealed later on in the trailer as the Belle Rev Correctional Center, Detachment 2, Military Airlift Support Squadron, Military Airlift Command. Belle Rev is of course the facilities that hold DC's most dangerous criminals like our Suicide Squad and Lex Luthor. You know, before Lex Luthor found some random bald white guy to stare at a wall so he could go out boating with the homies. But before I continue, I want to thank Monster Legends for sponsoring this video. Monster Legends is a free-to-play game available on both Android and iOS. Collect monsters, choose different sets of skills, and boost your strategy in action-packed battles. Start by building a world for your monsters to live and fill it with habitats and breed monsters of different elements and rarities to create cool new species. Because the species we have on Earth, not enough. And you can fight in real time against your friends in PvP modes and team up with other monster masters to chat, strategize, and fight in epic team wars and earn exclusive monsters. And Monster Legends has hundreds of different monsters to collect, level, and rank up for the battles ahead in the Monster Lab. And there are new events every week to discover and play new adventures. I really dig the sense of humor in this game. Like, the action is fun in like a cartoony way, and the game doesn't take itself too seriously, which is great because neither do I never do. Like, this is a game where you literally breed monsters to make other monsters. This is pretty cool. Like, look at this man, he's wearing a fedora. Now, download the game through the link in the description to get a special reward worth $30 for a limited time only until July 3rd. You can get 10 gems, 50,000 food, 300,000 gold, and the epic monster Kaori. And Belle Rev is of course the home of Argus, the assholes who run the Suicide Squad. We of course get a look at the Argus offices in this trailer and others, but new to this trailer is actress Jennifer Holland, who appears to be playing an assistant type character to Amanda Waller. And despite this being a job, she might just share a similar moral code to that of Waller's, as she is seen smirking in this trailer after Dubois initially refuses to join and Amanda Waller says, we'll see. And Holland also happens to be director James Gunn's partner, and I got to meet her a few years ago and she was a very nice lady, so But as the trailer introduces members of the Suicide Squad like Javelin, Captain Boomerang, Blackguard, Mongal, Savant, and the child-murdering Weasel, Jesus Christ, 27 kids, that's a lot of kids, we can see what is, in my opinion, the best part of the trailer, a rat on Ratcatcher's shoulder waving at somebody in the prison. I personally would like to think that the rat was waving at me, as I am a prisoner of my own emotions. Now, I can't speak for your experience exactly, but my ass has never seen a rat wave to me before that wasn't named Charles Entertainment Cheese. So this sort of gives us more of an idea of how Ratcatcher's mental connection with rats work. I mean, we do see her utilize her rat wand that she uses to control an apartment complex worth of rats later on in this trailer. Wow, that's a lot of rats. But it does appear that she can communicate and control rats without this wand, so that's really interesting to me. Or maybe she's just really good friends with rats. And in the next frame, we see classic DC villain that everyone knows and loves, Abner Krill, the depressed polka-dot man, who is finally seen smiling and having a good time later on in this trailer when he's shooting his dots, feeling like a real superhero. And assuming that that moment of him being happy happens more towards the end of the film when they are battling Starro, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me to find out that the reason why Abner became imprisoned in Bel Rev in the first place was because he tried to be a superhero, but somehow Polka Dot goofed himself into becoming a criminal. Because judging by the way Abner shoots these super hot dots at these soldiers in this trailer, I can totally see Polka Dot Man accidentally killing a couple of innocent people while trying to be a hero. He doesn't seem like the type to have really refined hero skills, because most of these hot ass dots can melt right through these cubicles with ease. So my advice, don't get Polka Dot Man started, because if your ass gets spotted, your ass gonna get dotted. You got it? And that's on Abner, motherfucker. And speaking of these cubicles, they appear to be part of the old Nazi prison of Jotunheim, located in the country of Corto Maltese, the very location Waller sent the squad to erase all traces of something she calls Project Starfish. Which is, I would hope, in reference to the big ass starfish f***ing shit up in all these trailers. The supervillain known as Starro. But these cubicles appear to be a floor under this aquarium tank that the adorable King Shark watches his cousins in, before it completely shatters and leaks through this massive hole into the office space below, which is probably why Harley Quinn is underwater here. And because Ratcatcher is obviously the most powerful DC character of all time, these rats are probably on their way to save Harley from drowning. But hey, speaking of Project Starfish, when Waller drops the name, we see Peter Capaldi's Thinker with the dictator of Corto Maltese, Silvio Luna, looking into a tank with tentacles creepily floating about. That right there is Starro. I know it doesn't look like Starro, but later on in the trailer, while Starro is like slamming King Shark into a freaking building, we see Sharky being held by these gross tentacles that pop out of one of Starro's legs. Like, these legs literally contain these weird little ropey thingies that he presumably uses to hold smaller shit, since that giant starfish doesn't have arms, which makes sense, but good God is it unsettling. Also as unsettling as the mini Starros that come out of Starro as well. Disgusting. Who are most likely the reason why King Shark has all those bite marks all over his body in these trailers. Also, what's really interesting about this moment between Thinker and Luna is that the nodes on Thinker's head are actually lit this time, whereas in previous trailers they weren't ever lit, and I think some of them were actually broken. I'm willing to bet that this is a flashback to events that happened shortly before the events of this film, with Luna using Thinker to possibly communicate or just understand the science behind Starro before Thinker is stolen by Amanda Waller. Now, since it has been revealed that the Jotunheim prison in this movie has been used in the past to experiment on prisoners to create metahumans to fight in World War II, I think it's quite likely that Thinker could have been one of those very same metahumans that was experimented on, or even a former Nazi scientist that used to work there that experimented on himself. And he could very well have some type of mental link between himself and Starro. If this is the case, this would explain why Thinker is needed on this mission, because A, he would know the layout of Jotunheim extremely well, and B, he could be the key to stopping Starro. And this could also explain Ratcatcher's role in the squad, as she also has a connection with animals. So having both Thinker and Ratcatcher in this Jotunheim elevator together with Flag makes perfect sense to me. But now that we're thinking about Thinker, I would guess that this shot of a sweaty Abner holding Thinker probably happens after Thinker tries to make a run for it during the squad's night out on the town, thus risking the brains of everyone on the team, which is why Abner is sweating, because he's like, oh, if I don't catch this man, I'm going to die. Because if anyone doesn't have a bomb in their head, it's probably the dude with the bunch of hardware already attached to his brain, which probably leads to the team threatening him on the roof.
We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates,
You die.
But anyways, while the team discusses whether or not Weasel is an Afghan hound, Harley Quinn says,
Oh my god, is it a werewolf?
seemingly and hopefully pointing to the existence of werewolves in the DCEU. You know, like Gotham's Kyle Abbott or even Lar-On of Krypton. Because frankly, I want to see that shit. Let's make that happen, Warner Brothers. Let's get some werewolves in this bitch. This glance between Harley and Rick Flag shows that these two genuinely care about each other as friends. Especially when you think back to their interaction during Rick's unnecessary rescue attempt from an earlier trailer.
What are you guys doing?
Here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
So expect these two to have like a war buddies vibe throughout this film. And of course, if you decide to battle a giant kaiju without a Megazord, your ass is probably gonna make the news. And the lower third on the Suicide Squad's news story in this trailer says, metahuman monster battle spurs political unrest, which is significant considering that actress Alice Braga is playing Sol Soria, a rebel dedicated to toppling Silvio Luna's tyrannical regime. So it would seem that the actions of the squad during their final fight with Starro might give Soria and her rebels the tactical advantage they need to take Silvio Luna and his asshole soldiers out of the equation. But anyways, as Harley Quinn is running to avoid being squashed by a building, we see Starro's big ass eye to the left of the screen here, seemingly suggesting that this building is not falling accidentally, but because Starro is purposely pushing this building onto Harley Quinn. And if this is the case, then Starro possesses a higher intellect than your average giant sea monster, because why focus your giant eye on Harley when you presumably have an army and the rest of the Suicide Squad trying to bring you down? Because most kaiju would probably just be like, all right, I'm gonna swipe everybody. I'm not thinking about one person. It's like, that bitch, I'll get her later. Harley probably holds a key to stopping Starro at this moment, and Starro knows it. So he's probably like, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop this apartment complex full of rats on this small clown lady. And finally, when King Shark hilariously informs the team of a local avian creature crucial to the mission, Rick Flag calls him Nanaue, which is actually King Shark's name in the comics. The name Nanaue, of course, comes from a Hawaiian legend that tells of a humanoid shark, so DC decided to use that as the basis for King Shark's name. So while Ratatouille is Rick Flag's codename for Ratcatcher, I think that Nanaue could literally just be the name that everyone calls King Shark in this movie. Because why the hell would King Shark need a codename? He's a shark. But anyways, that is it for my breakdown of this trailer. But what did you guys think? And what are you guys most excited about? Let us know in the comment section below, my nerd babies. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to download Monster Legends and start playing today using the link in the description. Do it. It's fun. You can follow me at MasterTainment on Twitter and Instagram, or wherever I am, which you can see me post some weird stuff. But most importantly, please follow New Rockstars on Twitter, wherever else, but most importantly on YouTube, and make sure that you hit that notification bell so you can get notifications whenever we upload a video. And also be sure to hit up newrockstarsmerch.com to look at our latest Obsession shirt that is only here for a limited time, so you guys better get on that because it ain't gonna be around forever. But yes, thanks again for watching, and take it easy, guys.